Hello, my beautiful royal sisters. This is Zara Liba, and we are back in the Shabbos Queen Project. I have a question. The question: who are we as Jewish women? First and foremost, we are a Bas Melech, daughter of the King, the Master of the universe, Hashem. To step into our royalty, our Malchus, as daughter of the King, we need to recognize and have a personal relationship with Him. An intimate personal relationship, because true royalty is an inner state of being. The Torah tells us, Kol kvuda bas melech pnima, the entire honor of the king's daughter is within. Last week was the birthday of Rebbetzin Chaya Mushka Schneerson, the wife of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson of blessed memory, a woman held in the highest esteem by thousands upon thousands of Hasidim, and yet was deeply private, shunning the limelight. She was the epitome of Malchus Yisrael, real Jewish royalty. Indeed, she was the daughter of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe and grew up very close and caring for her grandfather, the fifth Lubavitcher Rebbe. When her father was in exile, it was Chaya Mushka who he asked to accompany him. Her home was clearly royalty, and she honored and held her husband in the highest esteem. The Hasidim were beloved to her. The children she never birthed, she had a spiritual umbilical cord to all of them. The Rebbetzin created that regal atmosphere for the Rebbe. What happens when we do that? We nurture, we build. Indeed, everyone who came in contact with her felt the incredible support and building up that she and the Rebbe gave them. Rebbetzin Esther Sternberg was a mere teenager who was actually very shy. With the Rebbe's directions and encouragement, she was adjured to start very many projects, among them the Rebbe's candlelighting campaign. The Rebbetzin was deeply involved in hearing every detail and being part of the brochure, the activities. She spoke on the phone with her very often. So the Rebbetzins' regality was inward, and yet she could have been very public. And when she was needed to, as in the famous legal proceedings to establish the ownership of the books in the Lubavitcher Library, which was a court-based situation, she clearly and honorably testified with so much integrity that the judge awarded all the books to the Hasidim. Today, the challenge of looking at being a Jewish woman as more homebound or homeward bound is not as well received. However, we learn tremendous things from the Rebbetzin. First of all, by being inwardly directed with our morals, our boundaries, and our self-esteem, we can channel our self-decisions from an inner knowing, and we don't need other people's applause. Our choices become influenced by our inner compass. What is best for me, for my situation, for my family at this time? Therefore, we don't have to be dictated by the outside world. This was beautifully brought home by Hannah Weisberg. Indeed, sometimes our roles are more outward, and sometimes they're inward. They change, actually, as we go through different stages of life. And when we're very young, we're learning about ourselves. Hopefully most of us learn more about life within a marriage and then children. Certainly we're more inner-based, even though we also work outside the home. And then as we mature, we have many more outside opportunities. Whatever path we take, when we are guided by the knowledge that Kol Kvuda Bas Melech Penina, all the honor of the king's daughter is within that relationship, within what that dictates, then we can run a home with Malchus, with royalty, and that will be reflected in the type of Shabbos we bring to the world we bring to those around that table, and the kind of week that we structure and enter that Shabbos. Thank you, Rebbetzin Chaya Mushka, whose name, as the Rebbe said, means life, and Mushka, the sweet, fragrant smell of nutmeg. Indeed, the scope of her influence, her sweet fragrance, is still felt throughout the world and changed the landscape of Jewish life. Every day is a day toward Shabbos. What are you doing for Shabbos today?